is Michelle Odom, and I am one of the co-hosts along with Randy Henderson. This session runs from August 19th until October 14th, 2014, and we are reading Alice Walker's book, We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For, Inner Light in a Time of Darkness, Meditation. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You can find the National Black Feminist Book Group on Google, YouTube, and Facebook. Please feel free to join us in reading our story together.
My name is Georgette Moses. I'm watching I'm not watching, I'm participating here from Columbia, South Carolina. And I'll be moderating tonight, and I'm enjoying this experience as usual.
Great.
Labib.
I am Labib. I'm tuning in from New York, Long Island. Again, I'm finally back, and I'm happy to be back to participate in tonight's discussion.
Okay. Benita.
My name is Nina Walker. I've been a member of the book group since session 1, which was very stimulating. And I look forward to session 2. I'm actually chiming in from Connecticut, in case anybody's interested. Okay,
All right. And last but not least, Michelle.
Hello, everybody. I am Michelle Odom, and I am joining you from New York. I'm in Manhattan today, in the Big Apple.
All right. Tonight we'll be discussing Chapter 2, Childhood, and Chapter 3, When Life Descends into the Pit, of our book, We Are the Ones We Have Been Waiting For, Inner Light in a Time of Darkness, Meditations, by Alice Walker. To question B under here, under number 3, why do you think women continue to participate in the practice of female genital mutilation despite the campaigns launched against it? And are there any Western practices that have the same result, religious, cultural, or otherwise?
That's a great question and a hard one, too.
Sure is.
I think B and C are tied. Like they answered, like they're part of the answer.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, I read the book Alice Walker talked about, Possessing the Secrets of Joy. It's a great, beautiful book. I read it twice, and
wow.
and a lot of at least from her interpretation of what she researched and what she put in the book, a lot of the women decided to do so, to engage in female mutilation, or to allow their daughters or cousins or aunties or mothers to do it, because it was so male appreciated. Like it made you tighter, and a man likes it when you're tight. Like he doesn't want a virgin, but he wants it. It's this constant insanity of men who want the wife like person, but they want the hoe. So tied between that, and if you stay tight, then he'll keep. They'll stay. And some women feel like if they choose to do it, at least from my perception, if you choose to do it, even though the Western world or other countries don't want it, you keep a piece of yourself, your tradition, and your culture. And nobody wants to give up their culture or compromise it because somebody thinks it's bad or somebody thinks it's wrong. And and so I think that in that sense, C, how do men, fathers in particular, play a part in this service is a lot of male. I don't know. Males are very selfish, and so when it comes to sex and female bodies, it's very selfish. And so she's a bad, unless you're looking at her for pleasure or for your own whatever, she can't really do what she wants to do unless from the male gaze, it's all right, or if it's wanted at that moment. And so I think we spend a lot of our time as women trying to fulfill this male gaze. And some days you catch them on a good day and they like it. Some days if they don't feel like watching it, they don't. And so it's just very confusing. And instead of having men really take into account women and just that we are humans, you just always gonna have this oppression, and these women allowing themselves, if they choose to be cut. So I don't really know how to remedy it, because a lot of men don't think it's a problem. For instance, I was about to read something to y'all. I had put a post on my Facebook page, a meme, and it was a quote. Like they were one. I think you liked it, Michelle. It was a long time, like a month ago maybe. And this woman has said, like why aren't men more outraged? Like why aren't they driven to madness by the rapes and the abuse that women face? And this mentor of mine, who I've recently deleted because of this comment, said the same can be asked of racism. In fact, racism is far worse than chauvinism. It affects families, not individuals. Communities, countries, cities, states have been neglected and led astray by racism. If there's no cry for justice, unfortunately, the world accepts racism. Blacks refuse to dispute it out of fear of being called racist themselves. The women's movement is a distraction from the truth and has no place amongst blacks. And this is a black man who said this to me in my comments. And so I really do think that a lot of people don't want to admit it, but there are a lot of our men who think like that. And
Absolutely.
so as long as they think like that, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to remedy it, because black is male and women are just, we're for male use. So
Yeah. Well, it's it's hard. I gave birth to and raised a black male, and Benita did it twice. And whatever I believed when he was born, when I was 25 years old, he taught me different. Whatever I believed about the difference between nature and nurture. Because at 25 years old, I believed that I could nurture him into being um, a feminist. you know? And to some extent, I did. To some extent, I did have an influence on him, and he is a good guy. But I was always fighting the external influences that he was also subjected to. And all children reach a certain point where they're more interested in what their peers have to say than what their parents have to say. Um, so I think the control that we have um, as the mothers of male children um, is greatest when they are youngest, and we need to really be strategic about using that time to give them some messages about equality. Um, but know that we're fighting a really an uphill battle. I just in terms of what Randy said about people wanting to hold on to their culture, I just want to agree and affirm that. I not so long ago was in a conversation with a woman from the continent who um, was vigorously defending the practice of female genital mutilation. And there was an African American woman who had traveled a lot in Africa, and she was trying to give her, I guess, a Western perspective on it, but she wasn't getting through. The African woman was determined that we don't really understand it. Um, And so, it's true. I would say I don't understand it, but I do understand that I would not want to have my vagina cut up. And
Amen.
you know, like I said to you all before, nobody can control me, but I can control me,
All
and
right.
that is something I would not subject myself to. I read Alice Walker's book, Randy, a long, long time ago. Um, One of the things I included in the video highlights for this chapter are it's a picture of a knife and a razor, and those are images of the tools that are used to do the mutilation process. I saw some real pictures of what the mutilated body looked like, and I couldn't even I couldn't even look at them. I didn't include them in the video, and Leah will tell you I've got a picture of monkeys, having oral sex, and I'm not.
Oh, is that what that was? Oh my
I,
God.
I'm not afraid of a controversial image, but the images of the mutilated vagina are just really beyond belief. I mean, I encourage you guys to do your own Google search for it to see what I mean. Um, so I don't know. That is another very uphill battle, dealing with cultural traditions and beliefs.
Absolutely.
I just don't believe that we can make a change in other people's culture and their beliefs. What they believe is their truth. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make, we may not feel as though it's right for us, Westerners, but their beliefs is their truth. And we're not about ready to go over there and change their truth. So they have to want to change their truth within their own culture. And it will take a person or people within their culture, to show them other alternatives, like that's crazy as hell and we ain't doing this.
Hmm.
Okay? So as far as we're concerned, Westerners, no, we're not going to change their truth. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't believe we can change their truth. Just
No,
like they
I
might very well come here and change our truth. And say,
right,
gee, look, Randy, Benita, Michelle, a female mutilation is the way to go. And we're going to say, okay, here we come.
right,
So
right.
I don't know about that, really. We've tried in our country to change other people's truths all the time, and it's
Yeah,
led to actually more destruction.
yeah.
That's what I've seen in my lifetime. Instead of letting them gradually come to their own life and find their own truth.
Hmm.
And accept if they never do, it's okay.
Hmm.
They'll die.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, not saying it's okay, but once again, it's not my truth.
Right, right.
Yes,
So,
you're
And
right.
Leah, who is a backseat book group member,
oh, okay.
Okay. What did she say? What kind of-
and she said, and we have to accept that if they never do, make that change, that has to be okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's their truth. It's not our truth. Um, I mean, even within our own truth, our truths vary. You know, so I just think in general, and I can speak for Westerners, women have to take control of themselves. I've always had control of me. But then I'm one of those rare people, you know what I'm saying, that just isn't in control of my own body, my own self, my sexuality, and I think I'm great
Benita,
in every other way.
Benita, what is your opinion about rooting out misogyny as the mother of two male people?
Repeat that?
What advice do you have about rooting out misogyny, um, in male people?
Um, Misogyny?
Yeah, hatred of women.
Oh, well, you know, I find that males, the first feeling or the first woman that they're ever in love with is their mother. Period. She is the alpha, she is the omega, she is the beginning, she is the end. So we have to look at the mother. You know, I mean, all mothers aren't loving. All mothers aren't nurturing. All mothers aren't as open as maybe G and myself and Michelle are, where we teach our son tenderness, where we teach our son that women are to be loved and respected, where they have fathers in the home that are showing respect to their mothers. So that's how my sons learned. I mean, my husband calls me Vanita, dear, fabulous, everything. And I'm quite sure there have been times when he just wanted to choke me till I stopped breathing. But as long as that was just a thought, we don't have a problem with that. I saw no twinkle in his eyes saying that he's going to carry through with it. So I'm all right. I know that I know that I've raised my sons and even my daughter-in-law. When my son is like you, Randy, and your fiance, they've been together since they were 15 years old. I didn't really allow dating until 16 because and then there always had to be activity dating. However, I've always told, my sons know better. I even told my daughter-in-law, she's not my daughter, but she's a woman. If my son Evan, he's a reasonable man. Aaron's 37 years old. He's fabulous in every way. But I can't guarantee that for some ungodly reason he might lose his mind. But if he gets a twinkle in his eye, okay, then you need to be out. You need to dial my number and then dial 911.
And that's when you have to stop it too, Vanita, at the twinkle. That's important. That's important for women to understand.
I told him, no, it's not when the hand comes down. It's not when he calls you slut or a bitch or a hoe. When he gets that twinkle in his eye. And as soon as he gets that twinkle, no, I'm serious, Rand. You can laugh if you want to, girl, but I don't play like that. When he gets that twinkle, now you engaged, and like I said, you don't wait till that act actually happens. You don't wait to start calling you all kinds of nasty names and degrading you. You don't wait till that hand comes down. When that fool get a twinkle, that's you. And guess what? You are not a healer. They got Blue Cross and Blue Shield for that. Or they have maybe an exorcist for that. But that's not your job. You gotta heal that fool. Your job is to get your purse and your most prized possession, if you got a child, and you're out. That's your job. So that's what I'm saying. You can have the most loving man in the world, and of course you do try to choose a loving man, and I try to raise my son to be a loving man, but I can't say that fool may not go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I can't vouch to that. But if he do get that twinkle, told my daughter-in-law, dial my number 911, you're out.
Right.
And don't return, because you are not a healer. Right. That's not your job to heal the fool. The fool got a problem, let somebody else heal him. You're out.
Right. Well, that is really an important point, Vanita. And, I just want to say, I mean, I think that the other end, I talked about the influence that mothers may have on their sons, but there is also the influence that girlfriends and wives have on the men in their lives. And really, if you tolerate that kind of mistreatment, then it allows that man to think that he can do this.
Yes. If you put up with anything he's putting down, okay, then he's going to assume it's okay. Now, I heard a lot of women say, contrary to popular belief, well, this and that. If you stay there, you are saying it's okay. Right. You are saying it is okay to degrade me, slap me around, and do whatever else they do. You are saying it's fine. That is not your job. That is not your job at all. And I'm saying it because, Randy, you're a young woman, and like I said, I love you. Twinkle, out. Plain and simple, touchdown, twinkle. Okay? And you shall not return, all right? Because a lot of times, I hate to break it to you, those behaviors will repeat itself until he gets healed. Meanwhile, life got to go on. You're getting older by the minute, because you got time when somebody get healed. I don't know if it's beginning. Okay, you just make sure you take care of yourself, and that's what I taught my sons. And I don't know, I would lose my mind if a woman ever told me my son disrespected them, verbally, physically, otherwise. I would just go crazy, and their father would go crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's not how we do it. That's not how it's done ever. I've always told my sons, no matter what's going on, you control you. Now there's some women that their men get abused. I've seen that. You know.
Yeah.
But you still, once she get a twinkle in her eye, I told my son, when she get a twinkle in her eye, you out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And one hand is, it's a half a dozen one, because there's some women out there that are male abusers, verbally and physically.
Right.
That's
So I
true.
told the same thing. All women are not sane, and they can go crazy if they are sane occasionally. Your job is to control you. You're out.
Right.
So there should never be any reason for any verbal confrontation on your part or physical confrontation. You control you. Either way, you're out. So whether it's her or you, yeah. So that's a lesson for the day, Randy. Twinkle in the eye, baby. Twinkle. Out. Right, G?
Excellent advice.
All right now. Remember that. Twinkle, purse, out. Don't forget the purse, though, girl, because you got to get the good purse. Okay?
First.
Then you're out.
Oh my. All right.